this is the Great Reset. We really need to tell you a quick story about a couple, Ashley and Kevin, and tell you about kind of their buying experience from 2 years ago to today.
A couple years ago, they were looking at $600,000 price range, had about 5% that they were going to put down. We were looking at lots of great properties in that price range, and then, as you know, it was difficult to compete back then with a lot of the cash offers, higher down payment percentages that we were seeing. So now interest rates have gone up, and
well, what they've seen is that they can no longer afford that $600,000 house. So when we were first looking out there, they were finding properties they were just falling in love with. I mean, it was fitting all of their needs because interest rates were so low they could afford so much more of a house. So they're finding that house they could visualize raising their kids in. They're finding that neighborhood that they were really excited about, and at a payment that they could afford.
Right.
But now that interest rates crept up into the sixes, high sixes, and then for briefly there into the sevens, what they found is that house is out of reach for them now. That makes that monthly payment too much.
Right, so now what we really need is a great reset, right? We need to go back to the drawing table and reevaluate everything. So where their payments, where they'd like them to be at, is a lot closer to that $500,000 price range. So we need to be going out looking at those $500,000 price houses.
And it's really easy to say, hey, look, we know you're in love with the $600,000 house. We know you've now created this visualization of what your lifestyle is going to be like living in that house. But by the way, now we're going to downgrade you into this $500,000 house that doesn't fit that perfect dream that you have. So it's very easy for us to say, hey, you need a great reset. You need to reset your expectations and bring things back down to be reasonable because you're missing an awesome opportunity right now. But it's something you just really have to do because that dream of that particular house is now out of reach and just continuing to move away. And it's going to be so much harder to ever catch that if you don't get into the real estate market earlier.
Yeah, the reality of it is that there's a lot of great houses in that $500,000 price range. It's just we need to get out and look at those and realize that realistically, this is what's affordable for them right now.
Right, and a lot of people are thinking when interest rates come back down to 3, I can afford that price point again. But the reality of that is it's not going to come back down to 3. We're not going to see interest rates probably get there by every analyst that's talking. And we are still continuing to see appreciation rates in the double digits in northern Colorado. I mean, they were 10.9% November year on year. So that house is getting more and more expensive, further and further away, and they need to reset and think, I need to fall in love with a $500,000 house.
And I think part of the lesson here is don't wait longer. If rates continue to go up and appreciation continues to go up, maybe that $500,000 house then falls out of reach as well.
And that gets very disappointing. You don't want to rent forever. You want to build wealth and be in that group. We would love to help you out and help you fall back in love with that $500,000 house and get excited about that new lifestyle for you. So reach out to us and we will walk you down the path right along the way.
Yeah, give us a call. We're happy to help.